Okay, so following the announcement of Bloober Team's new game yesterday, and if you did miss that, I made a video about it, going over the information on the game and what it's all about yesterday, so you can check that video out. They were asked in a recent blog post, which I'll link down below, about Silent Hill 2 and just about their experience with the franchise. And a lot of what they said was, the usual kind of stuff you would expect. Like, they're very honoured that they were allowed to work on such a popular franchise, and especially Silent Hill 2 of all games. It's the most popular game, it's the most loved game in the franchise, and for them to be able to bring it forward, modernise it, introduce it to new audiences, as well as kind of let old players experience a new experience of the game, it was something they loved doing, and they're really thankful for it. And they were asked about their kind of position in the future going forward with Silent Hill, and there's nothing concrete, but they have said that obviously it's down to Konami, but they would love to do more with the franchise, whether that is remaking another of the classic games or even making their own game in the universe of Silent Hill. And I think they should definitely be allowed to do more with the franchise. All the responses that again got from Silent Hill 2 are so positive, and everyone's genuinely impressed with how good of a job they've done, and I'm definitely one of those people. I think they really smashed it out of the park with the Silent Hill 2 remake, and I think they've earned the benefit of the doubt to either take on another remake and try and make it just as good as this one, or even make their own game in universe. Now, obviously, the whole new game in universe is the risk side, because this is the thing with remakes that I think is a problem. I love playing them. I love when remakes happen for games that I like, but at the same time, it's a very safe bet. Like, you remake Silent Hill 2, you make Resident Evil 2, or even Resident Evil 4, popular games that people really, really liked before, with a new coat of paint, and they play differently, and they feel more modern, and they're obviously going to sell well. It's it's a given. It's free money, basically. But yeah, with making a new game, a completely new game, it is a risk. There's a potential that it's not received very well, or it has issues, or people just don't gel with it, and that's the risk you take. I think a lot of studios nowadays don't like taking the risk, and that's my own kind of preference. There's so many remasters, so many remakes, and while some of them I feel are more worthy of a remake, I guess, just for an example, Silent Hill 2, PS2 game, hasn't been touched in years, gets a fully fledged remake, that's fine, it's old, it introduces more people to the game, and stuff like that. That one I understand. But on the flip side of that, you've got remakes that have happened recently, like Until Dawn. What was the point of that? Like, Until Dawn is not an old game, and the fact they got fully remade is ridiculous. And I know so many have been going a bit crazy with remakes and remasters and stuff like that, and a lot of what they are doing is just unnecessary. But again, with the original RE games and the old Silent Hill 2 games, I think it's more acceptable because they're just that old. But stuff that's been made in the past 5 or 10 years is just so stupid. Well, that's just my own opinion on it. But overall, I think remakes are a safe bet. And if off the back of this interview, if Bloober Team do want to make a new Silent Hill game, and Konami lets them do that, I think they should definitely give it a shot. I think it's a risk, yeah, but I think it would definitely kind of be worth doing. As I mentioned kind of in the last video, there are currently 3 new Silent Hill games on the way that we know of. There is the one that's already out, which wasn't really a game. It was kind of like an episode thing that played out, and you would make the choices. Not like Until Dawn. It wasn't like something you would actually control. It was like you'd watch it, and then you kind of vote as an audience what you wanted to happen. I think that's kind of how it worked. It didn't go down very well. I don't think a lot of people liked it, but there's that. You've got Silent Hill Downpour, which I don't know what that is yet. I don't think many people know exactly what that is yet, but it is a game. It is a spin-off, so it's obviously completely separate to the main story of the games, at least. And then you've got the next proper game, Silent Hill F, is what it's called at the minute, and that again is taking a risk. It's not even set in Silent Hill at all. It's set in old times Japan, so it's very separate from the actual town itself. But it's a risk, and if it works, it works. It does look very interesting. If you haven't seen the trailer for that yet, definitely check it out. It's very interesting, but risky things are happening. But yeah, I think if Bloober Team are interested in being involved in the franchise still, or they have said in this recent interview, I think they should be allowed to do more with it, whether that is a new game or remaking one of the original 3. Again, as I mentioned in the video about Silent Hill 3 being the next one, I think that's very bizarre, and I think the first one should be first, mostly for a point of the story. In 3 wouldn't make much sense without 1 being done first. I think that would be kind of weird for new people to the franchise to kind of understand. But yeah, in terms of what's coming next, in terms of any remakes in the franchise, we don't know. All we know is that there is 2 more games that are new coming to the franchise. Bloober Team are interested in doing more in some way, whether that is a new game or a remake, and we don't know what that's going to be yet. But they also have their new game coming out, which I spoke about yesterday, so there's probably going to be a bit of a time between the 2 remake and whatever they do next, so it'll be waiting a while anyway. But that's pretty much what was said in that little post, so I'll leave a link to that in the description. You can go read it. It's very brief, but it basically just confirmed their interest is still there to do more, so you can check that out for yourselves. But yeah, as always, leave your thoughts in the comments. Do you want to see a new remake from Bloober? Do you want to see them make a new game? And would you rather see more new games in the universe or some of those old classics revived? But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.